Hello students, this is Mr. Tekmansky here, and today for our closure we will be reading the article How India Changed the World with Math. You can find a link to this article located on the slide, and I encourage you guys to read along with me as I go through this. You will be asked to respond to this article by using a Flipgrid, so keep that in mind as we read through. India has a rich history in mathematics that goes back over 3,000 years. India continued its early leadership in math for centuries before Europe joined the learning. India's early contributions to math spread to China and the Middle East. Indian mathematicians gave us the concept of zero in the 3rd or 4th century. That's around year 300 or 400. They made the earliest contributions to the study of trigonometry, algebra, arithmetic, and negative numbers. Perhaps most significantly, the decimal system we use worldwide today was first seen in India. The number system. Around 1200 BC, mathematical knowledge was written down as part of the body of knowledge called the Vedas. The Vedas are religious texts from ancient India. Numbers were expressed as combinations of powers of 10. For example, 365 might be expressed as 3 hundreds or 3 groups of 100, 6 tens or 6 groups of 10, and 5 units or 5 ones. Most believe that this representation using powers of 10 played a crucial role in the development of the decimal place value system in India. Starting around 3rd century BC, Indians first used Brahmi numerals for writing numbers. Brahmi numerals are the ancestors of modern numbers most of the world uses today. When the zero was introduced, almost all mathematical mechanics were in place that enabled ancient Indians to study higher mathematics. The concept of zero. Zero has a long history. The first recorded use of zeros has been found on what is known as the Bakshali manuscript, which was written on birch bark. Zeros were used as a simple placeholder, a tool to distinguish 100 from 10. Experts have seen similar works in other cultures as early as 3000 to 2000 BC. Right here, we can actually see a picture of the Bakshali manuscript. However, only in India did zero become a number. In its own right, using the concept of zero, people could write numbers efficiently and reliably. They could make and keep important business calculations that could be checked later, ensuring honesty. Zero was a significant step in making mathematics usable for everyone. Here we can actually see the numerals in the Bakshali. Can you find the number 0 in the previous image? Hint, it is in the last row. These mathematical tools and concepts develop in a strong and open scholastic and scientific culture. By around 600 AD, the ingredients were in place for an explosion of mathematical discoveries in India. Similar mathematics tools would not become popular in Europe until 12 centuries later, when a famous mathematician, Fibonacci, wrote a book and brought these ideas from India to Europe. Rules for negative numbers. Brahmagupta was an Indian mathematician and astronomer. In 628 AD, he wrote an important book where he formalized the rules for working with zeros and became famous for his work with negative numbers. He referred to positive numbers as fortunes and negative numbers as debts. He wrote rules that have been interpreted by translators as a fortune subtracted from zero is a debt, and a debt subtracted from zero is a fortune. European mathematicians were slow to accept negative numbers. They reasoned that numbers were developed for counting and questioned what you could count with negative numbers. Indian and Chinese mathematicians recognized early on that the one answer to this question was debts. For example, if a farmer owes another farmer 7 cows, then effectively the farmer has negative 7 cows. If the first farmer buys cows to repay his debt, he has to buy 7 cows for the second farmer in order to bring his cow tally back back to 0. From then on, every cow he buys goes on his positive total. Basis for calculus. Reluctance to adopt zero and negative numbers held European mathematics back for many years. Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz was one of the first Europeans to use zero and negative numbers while developing calculus in the late 17th century. We use calculus to measure rates of change. Calculus is important in almost every branch of science and is the foundation for many key discoveries in modern physics. As Indian mathematician named Bhaskara had discovered many of Leibniz's ideas over 500 years earlier. Bhaskara also made major contributions to algebra, arithmetic, geometry, and trigonometry. History has not been entirely fair to India's strong mathematical contributions. Indian mathematicians transformed the zero from a simple placeholder to a number and developed significant math concepts that would not be discovered in Europe until centuries later. India's leadership in mathematics continues today.